All right, so this is the ROS website, ros.org, really easy to get to, lots of great information. Go ahead and click on the ROS melodic download link. And again, Ubuntu, and now it's got, information about what's supported, what's not, and it's real easy. You just want to copy, you can read more into it, but you can also just go ahead and copy pasta. So one thing, for the most part, these are enabled by default nowadays, but you want to just make sure that if you go to Ubuntu Software Center and you click on, software and updates, that main, universe, restricted, and multiverse, all four of these options are enabled. And how I got there, a little quirk about Linux is, big difference from Windows is that the menu does not travel with the window, right? So if this was a Windows window, up on the top here, you would have your file, tools, options, view, whatever. But all of that is up always on the top. So again, when I open up software, I go to Ubuntu software, software and updates, and there it is. So those are enabled. We're good to go. Now, in order to, copy paste into a terminal, Control C, same way that you would in Windows, and then you can open up a new terminal with Control Alt T. And in order to paste, the commands can be run from anywhere, and you just hit Control Shift V, and it'll automatically send the command. It'll prompt you for your password. I'm not going to run this because, again, this has already been installed. But what you do is you set up your sources.list, you set up your keys, you run your update, the sudo apt install ROS melodic desktop full. There are a couple of different options, but this is the one that I would go with. Now, granted, if you're using a machine with much constrained memory, you can do just the base, but this is also the way that you're going to install packages in the future. Even though it says ROS desktop full, that is certainly not all of the ROS environment. So at some time in the future, you want to install a ROS package, sudo apt install ROS, the name of your distribution. So if you're looking around, it's a month from now and you're debugging something and it says, oh, you need to install this package, and you find something on the internet that says, oh, you need to run sudo apt install ROS Indigo, URG node. Well, Indigo is a previous distribution of ROS. So for anybody that installed Melodic, the second qualifier in the ROS ROS version package name chain is going to be Melodic. And just, so it's ROS hyphen melodic hyphen the name of your package. So you'd be like URG node, and it would install that. Once that's done, initialize ROS dep, which is a very powerful dependency management aspect of ROS. And then finally, you want to set up your .bash RC. So the .bash RC is a program or is a file that gets called every time you run a new terminal. So pretty much what you have to do is tell your terminal where your ROS files that you just installed are located. So if you type nano.bashrc, I'm going to be using nano because I'm semi-ashamed to say it, but I'm just the most comfortable with it. But Vim and Emacs are also options. I'll talk a little bit about those briefly. But here is a Ubuntu text editor. So now there are other options out there, but the reason that I use Nano or Vim or Emacs is because it's all command line based. So when you're working with robotics, chances are you're not going to have access to a full desktop. you're going to hit a time where you need to develop something over SSH. And the only way to be able to do that then is to be comfortable with it now. So I would say bite the bullet, learn Vim or Emacs, take your pick. Pretty much Vim has steeper learning curve, but you can do more with it. Emacs, people that love Emacs will say you can do everything you can do with Vim with Emacs, but Vim ships automatically with every Linux distribution out of the box. So this line down here, source/opt/ROS/melodic/setup.bash, that line is what shows the Linux operating system where ROS got installed. And you really don't have to worry, too much about what it's doing in the file system. Just know that that line has to be there. So, okay, ROS is installed. Linux is installed. Ubuntu is installed. All your problems are now solved. Congrats, guys. Yeah, no, just